Hey everybody, welcome back to the F1 2021 My Team Career Mode, episode number 6 for the French Grand Prix. Last time out, it was a Canadian Grand Prix, one of my favorites of the year. We got ourselves a big upgrade to the car on the chassis side. I had to run the race twice, but it was pretty fun overall. If you missed that one, I'll put a link to that in the top right-hand corner of your screen. Recommend you go back and give that one a watch before you watch today's episode. We have got a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff to get done before the French Grand Prix. Talked about in the last few episodes, all the upgrades coming to the car for this race. If they all come in, we have a wonderful chance at being more competitive at France, and it's exciting to see. I'm fully maxed out on all the things that I can upgrade right now. We need a little bit more money to unlock additional fabrication slots across all of our departments, but we have maximum upgrades going across every department. So that's exciting, but kind of frustrating, and why we need to keep expanding on our facilities. But if everything on this list, and some of it you can't see because it's hidden by me, if all that comes in and turns green when we roll time forward, it's going to be a beautiful sight. I might even cry a little bit. On the activity side, we've got 9 days to use, so I went with chassis team building, second driver PR filming, and we're going to attend an F1 esports event. You know, last time I told the F1 esports folks, sorry I couldn't help you out, so time to make up for that, and we'll attend one of their events. But that'll fill up all 9 days with no negative consequences, a little bit of love to the chassis department, a little bit of help for Jack on his focus, and some driver acclaim for me, all right? A little bit of clout. Never hurts. Looking at the point standings, Hamilton with a 24-point lead over Verstappen, who's got a 16-point gap over his teammate Perez. Bottas back there in 4th. Ricardo, Norris, Alonso, Gasly, Yuki Tsunoda, and Charles Leclerc round out the top 10. Vettel, Sainz, Ocon, Stroll. Those with points to their names, the rest of us who don't. And on the constructor side, things tighten up a little bit after the double podium for Red Bull in Canada. They're now only 12 points back from Mercedes. McLaren firmly entrenched there in 3rd. AlphaTauri not too far out there in 4th, but that midfield fight between AlphaTauri, Alpine, Ferrari, and Aston Martin looking pretty juicy. And then the 4 of us with zeros still. Yeah, probably going to stay that way for a while. As you can see, a lot of stuff to get done between now and the French Grand Prix. If all this stuff can come in, I will be absolutely thrilled. Got almost $2 million in the bank, 1,800 resource points, but I can't do anything with them because our departments are maxed out, cranking out upgrades. So let's roll time forward and cross our fingers and see what happens. Wow, what a tease. All right, we got to do a chassis department event first before we see anything else. Okay, fair enough.
We need your input here. Not an easy choice, I know.
Jeez, that sounded serious. Okay, it's time we had a chat about our work rates. Whilst we are doing extremely well and hitting all of our targets, we are seeing increasing rates of stress and burnout among our staff. They all want to see us do well, and whilst hitting our deadlines is good, we don't want to risk a sudden decline in performance due to overworked staff. I suggest that we have a small circuit breaker in production to give staff the chance to cool down. Thoughts? That's pretty cool. That's deep, man. Okay, that's deep. So if I agree to this, it's going to cost me $50,000, but the chassis morale will go up 30%. Sounds great. If I decline, chassis department morale goes down 30%. That's probably the easiest decision I've made yet. Spend the $50K. Celebrate these hardworking people. They just delivered us our first major chassis upgrade for Canada. Helped us out a ton. Absolutely. Have some morale. Thank you, chassis department. We love you.
You handled that well.
Thank you. All right, with that out of the way, and a happy chassis department to show for it. Now let's see if we get our upgrades. Come on, RNG, be good to me. Stators are in, yay. Weekly stuff, yay. Front wing gurney flap, yay. Yay! Everything came in!
The new parts come through the fabrication process. We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
Oh, thank the Lord. You know, somebody in the comment section said that I have the best luck when it comes to upgrades not failing. And I'm knocking on wood that trend continues. I I'm not going to question it. I'm not. I'm going to happily accept that I can get upgrades without fail. It's going to happen eventually. I know it will. But damn, that feels good. We got a great car now. Let's see what the end result is. We got money to spend. We got resource points. We're not going to the track just yet. Hold on. Looking at what we have available, a major drag reduction is going to be important to make. It won't come in until before Monza, but that's important because Monza, big power track, any drag that you can get rid of before you head out to the Temple of Speed, the better. So I like that upgrade. We'll take all the aero we can get. We're still 4th from the bottom in the aero department. That seems like a good way to spend some resource points for sure. As far as spending our money, we need to get stuff built quicker. I don't necessarily need to, I mean, increase the number of simultaneous upgrades will be important, but I'd rather get stuff built faster than building more stuff. It takes a lot of resource points to be able to build a lot of things, and that's still kind of limited right now. But if we can crank parts out faster, that actually helps us out a lot. So we'll upgrade the build time on the chassis department for $1.5 million, and then when we get enough money, probably target either the same thing in powertrain or start targeting resource point generation in these departments to up those to help us out. I'm just so relieved that everything came in, all the upgrades came in. Once we get to the race weekend, we'll take a look at the performance index because it updates at that point, not right now. It'll update when we get to the race weekend. We'll see where we stack up, if we jumped over anybody or how we're coming along, but I know we are taking a way better race car to the Circuit Paul Ricard, and I'm excited about that. Let's get out to France, see how we do.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. I think it's great how much your team has been focused on developing your car.
Thank you. I think it's great too, Claire. What are you suddenly being nice to me all of a sudden? Yep, the chassis department has worked wonders on the car. Absolutely.
How will not making Q3 affect your strategy tomorrow?
It throws a spanner in the works, and we're just going to aim for points, just like we have every race this season, since we haven't made Q3 yet, Claire.
How do you feel this season is going for you? Is the car competitive?
I'm really trying to be nice to this woman. Team's really gelling. I think it's going to be a great season.
Appreciate your time.
Likewise. Looking at the R&D progress history, you can see the field of cars is getting really close together. Mercedes and Red Bull have sort of flatlined for a while, which is weird. I don't quite understand that, unless they're saving up for ultimate upgrades or what. It's like they both stopped upgrading after Spain. But the rest of everybody is just like, whew.
Hello and welcome to the Circuit Paul Ricard, current home of the French Grand Prix, an event dating all the way back to 1906. It's been held at many venues over the years, with famous moments from Dijon and Manicourt the feature of many a highlights reel. And let's hope we see more of those in the race today. 6 lefts and 9 rights give us a total of 15 corners here at the Circuit Paul Ricard, and a lap covers an overall distance of 3.6 miles. Average speeds will be somewhere in the region of 142 miles per hour, and they'll be maxing out on the Mistral Straight at around 205 miles per hour. Also here, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Why don't we kick off by discussing Max Verstappen? Looks like they've got a tough race in store today, as grid penalties from changing power unit components has forced them further down the field.
But on the bright side, at least those fresh components can help them maintain the power they need to come through the pack. I expect to see them take a more aggressive approach today to make up for the compromised start.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Ricciardo, Norris, Charles Leclerc and Perez, Sainz, Gasly, Fernando Alonso and Sebastian Vettel, Tsunoda, Stroll, Esteban Ocon and Raikkonen, Verstappen, Joker, Mick Schumacher and Jack Aitken, Giovinazzi, Russell, Mazepin and Nicholas Latifi. And now it's time to head down to the track.
This is our engine supplier's home Grand Prix. Let's give them a race worth watching.
That's the goal every time out, Jeff. Thank you for the extra motivation. Well, welcome to France, ladies and gentlemen. It is a bright, sunshiny day here at Circuit Paul Ricard, but don't let that fool you. We will be seeing wet conditions before the end of this race. It's in the forecast that sometime near the end of this thing, we are going to have precipitation, which could throw a complete spanner in the works for this race and how it plays out. I like a little bit of chaos. I can't wait to see how this one plays out. Let's look at the race strategy. You can see there at the top, partly cloudy skies, and then cloudy, and then rain, and then it should dry out by the end. I think that's what that says. Interesting. Very interesting how this might impact. I don't know. I don't know. Remember, the weather stuff is all approximate, so it could stay dry. It could pour earlier. We have no idea. But what I do know is it's going to be a one-stop strategy, mediums to hards, and bring on the rain. We'll see what happens. You might have noticed the qualifying lap time was really bad. We made it into Q2 by about 6/10. We made it into Q2, and I was on an absolute flyer. And then I spun out in Sector 3 and killed the lap. That was really unfortunate. I'm not sure. I mean, it wasn't going to be a top 10 time or anything, but I think it could have put us maybe 12th or 13th. But we spun out, and so we'll start 16th. But we've got our teammate behind us, and we're right in the thick of all the cars. Obviously, Verstappen is a bit out of position with a grid penalty, so he'll be flying. I don't know. I got a good feeling about this one.
Conditions look stable at the moment. No rain currently expected.
French Grand Prix with rain in the forecast. Let's get it. What a horrible start. Jack's on it. I am not. We're 3. Oh, that was a nightmare start.
Worn, reducing our overall capacity. The more charge you hold, the faster that capacity will drop.
What is? What's worn? Oh my God. I have another bad component. Energy store, 57%. So my ERS is compromised. Great. Just what I need at this track. One lap in the books. We lost a couple of spots down to 18th. Terrible start. And our energy store is worn, meaning I can't hold as much ERS or recover slower. I don't know. It's not good, whatever it is. That's something we'll have to deal with here. Oh! Oh, right, getting up in a cloud of smoke right in front of us. Just like Monaco, Kimi loses an engine. Wow. Holy shit. That was nuts. I was not ready for that. Wow. Awful, awful season for Kimi so far. Well, sit rep here starting lap 5. We're up to 17th, chasing down Schumacher and Jack. And car's driving okay. The heavier fuel load for the race makes it handle a little bit worse than it did in practice, but overall not too bad. Bunch of people hit pit road. All your soft tire starters. I'll move us up to 11th. We'll hang out in Jack's DRS for a little bit, I think. which is fine. Allow me to recover some ERS. We're not going anywhere otherwise. And with a worn-out energy store, whatever the hell it is, we're going to need all the help with battery that we can get. Our window to pit opens between lap 12 and 14. So I think we'll probably, depending on how grip falls away, we might hit it early. With the threat of rain coming, it might just be smarter to pit earlier, get the fresh tires to run us up to the rain if it does come. Because we got a nice DRS train right now between us, Jack, and Schumacher. This is a good thing. This actually is good for us. Easy, Jack. Easy, buddy. No pressure. Okay, you need to step it up a little bit. You can't be doing that. Jack might be using his tires up here. We might have to swap spots on the front stretch. See if he can hang with me. All right, Jack. Sorry, man. Time to go. Let's see if this order works better. Jack? Stay in line, work together. Looks like we are a little bit faster than Jack now that we're the lead car. And we'll probably box this lap. Not a bad idea. Here comes Lewis. He's not getting to me before this chicane. No way. Come on, Lewis. Let's see that muscle. All right, there you go. All right, that was perfect.
Okay, focus. We need to stay on form.
Jeff, I'm fine. Literally just got passed by a Mercedes on fresh tires. Whew! Hot pit, hot pit, hot pit. Let's go. Alrighty. Pit crew, now it's on you. Give me a good one. A decent first stint, not bad. I think we got what we got here.
Go now.
2.6, not bad.
Look after these tires now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
The shit part is
in just over 10 minutes time. Rain in 10 minutes.
Oh. Now, I remember in last year's game, Jeff would say 10 minutes to rain, and then we wouldn't see a drop for about 20 minutes. So let's see how good he is this year. All right, we going to get our teammates? Oh, yeah. Not a problem. Oh, yeah, we had him clear by 2 seconds. Nice. Good job. Oh, more people to the pits. Now, see, this is interesting. All these guys are pitting for a second time. Hey, how you doing? My spot. My spot. They all pitted for a second time. And then they're going to have to pit again when and if the rain comes. Interesting.
Expect to see some rain about 10 to 15 minutes from now.
Whoa! Hey, pal. About 7 minutes ago, you said 10 minutes. What happened? Here comes Gasly on his fresher mediums. Gonna have to wait. All right, take it to the right side, pal. Bye. Next up behind us is going to be Sainz on fresher hard tires. Our teammates 3.5 seconds back. That's really who we're racing at this point if it doesn't rain. 7 laps to go in this race. I don't think we're going to see rain. And if we do, it won't be until after the champagne's already been popped. There's no way it hits this race. Here comes Sainz. And he's bringing Alonso with him. Uh-oh. We got to fight hard to hold these spots. Whoa, whoa! Sainz curb hopping to pass me. That can't be legal. Oh, we're barely holding on.
Okay, you're within 1 second of the car ahead. Get ready to use DRS to overtake.
Jeff, you're a little bit late on that, pal. Been using it. Where have you been? Uh-oh, raindrops on the windscreen. I'm loose. Well, that might be it for me fighting Sainz. I'm going to have to hold off Alonso for a lap here. As the raindrops have started to fall in France. Coming to take the white flag. Wow.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left. This is your final lap of the race.
This has been an amazing fight between me, Sainz, and Alonso. We are punching well above our weight fighting these teams, but I'll take it. Blocking. Here he comes up the inside. Ah. Couldn't hold him off on the mediums. Damn it. What a battle. What an amazing battle with faster cars on fresher tires. As the raindrops continue to fall here. Listen, this may not have been the most exciting race you've ever seen, but that action in the last couple of laps, that's pretty damn good right there. Sebastian Vettel won? Wow. Okay, that's cool. Track's getting greasy. I got a smile on my face after this one. That was great. P15, but a hell of a brawl. I'll take it. Let's go.
All right, race over. Take care of the car.
Oh, man, I'm tired. Woo! Yeah, Seb, let's go.
Aston Martin's
How in the world? Sebastian Vettel, Yuki Tsunoda, and Lewis Hamilton.
Now as we speak, and the reaction from the crowd must be incredibly uplifting for them.
Yuki, P2. That's incredible. How in the world? Let's look at the final results. Sebastian Vettel gets the win for Aston Martin. With a one-stop strategy, Yuki Tsunoda followed him through, only a half a second back, also on the one-stopper. barely ahead of Hamilton in third. The McLaren teammates fourth and fifth. Bottas, Stroll, Perez, Verstappen, Ocon rounds out the points-paying positions. Leclerc, Gasly, Sainz, so another double Ferrari out of the points day. Alonso, who we battled with, and Sainz, we finished 15th. Jack gets 16th right behind us. Schumacher, Giovinazzi, Russell, Mazepin, Latifi, and Raikkonen with that DNF, that big engine meltdown right in front of us early in the race. Wow, what a race. I'm telling you, whatever the early and middle portions of this race lacked, the end of it made up for it. Well, that was the French Grand Prix, and it started getting good right at the end. The rain just started falling. We didn't get to race in it necessarily, and that's a shame. If that had hit a few laps sooner, I think that could have been a really wild finish. But a surprising winner in Sebastian Vettel. Yuki gets P2. I'm pretty satisfied with that. It's P15 for us. Not too bad. Let's look at the point standings coming out of the French Grand Prix. Hamilton will stretch his lead now over Verstappen. Perez closes in a little bit to his Red Bull teammate. Bottas way back there in fourth. Ricciardo and his teammate Norris fifth and sixth. Vettel with that win jumps up right into seventh. Yuki right there in eighth. Alonso, Gasly, Leclerc, Sainz, Stroll, Ocon. Your 14 points getters so far this season. That is a tight fight. Really tight. That is... I guess that's indicative of what we're seeing in the car performance index, but wow. On the constructors' side, Mercedes is going to stretch their lead out a little bit now with their podium. No Red Bulls on the podium, so that'll help them stretch things out to a 28-point lead. McLaren, again, still firmly in third. That midfield fight, AlphaTauri, Aston Martin, Alpine, and Ferrari all very, very close. 28 points from fourth back to seventh. And the same four of us without any points to our name. The little component that gave us issues from the very start of this race, our energy store, is now 60% worn. Fit component. No problems here. We'll have a new one on for the Austrian Grand Prix. And that'll do it for this episode. The French Grand Prix is in the books. Up next, my favorite race of the entire year, the Austrian Grand Prix at Red Bull Ring. I cannot wait for this one. This is my favorite race of the season. The way that this car drove in France has me very excited for how it's going to drive in Austria. I'm trying not to get my hopes up too much, but it's hard not to. I'm excited. I can't wait to see it, and I hope you feel the same way. If you enjoyed today's episode, let me know. Leave a thumbs up on the video and a comment down below. Give me your thoughts on the French Grand Prix and how you think we're going to do in the Austrian Grand Prix. At the Red Bull Ring, my favorite track, I think we need to go in there with a little bit higher expectation. I might be building this thing up only to let it fall to the floor when I inevitably do something stupid, but I'm excited right now, and that's all that matters. If you're excited, let me know. I love reading your comments. But I appreciate you checking out this video, and we will see you in the next one from the Red Bull Ring.